Christian News Tonight
with Kia
and Jalen.
Numbers are still looking good. Christians make up 2.1 to 2.3 billion people. That's nearly a third of the world's population. We're dominating the Western world as well as all of Europe and most of Northern Asia.
That's right. Christians are closer than ever. They are the ingredients of monotheism, the death and rebirth of Christ, and the divine inspiration of God's holy word, the Bible.
Not to mention the Ten Commandments. However, it turns out Christians don't agree on everything. Here today we have Bishop Marco Flanagan along with Evangelist Diane Brown Johnson with the two different sides of Christianity.
That's right. We have some real differences here. For instance, we don't need a pope to interpret the Bible for us. We read it for ourselves.
Of course you need the pope. There are some people around that are just better at interpreting the Bible than others. Even Jesus had apostles. You know, it takes divine inspiration.
Everyone can read the Bible, and whatever they understand is what the Holy Spirit wants them to hear.
Yes, of course. Everyone can read, but who are you going to confess to? After all, the Pope's the one that has to ordain the priesthood.
My relationship with God is personal. I do not need to confess my sins to a middleman, but Christ. To no middleman.
Of course you would think that. You don't even baptize your babies. They're running around with the sins of their father all throughout their youth.
You don't have to baptize babies. Their parents are responsible for them until the age of accountability. And people would know that if you taught your fellowship to read the Bible.
It doesn't matter. No matter how much you read, you're never going to find the Pope's holy word in the Bible.
I already told you, we don't need a pope. The pope is irrelevant.
Blasphemy. You're going to burn that one off in purgatory.
Oh, purgatory? that thing that your church invented in the 300s AD.
All right, calm down. Let's get some insight from the streets.
Today we are on the streets asking people what they believe in.
Excuse me, sir, can you answer a few questions for me?
Sure. Why not?
So, what is your denomination? That is, if you're Christian.
I was baptized Christian, but I don't practice, and I actually go for more of a universalist point of view, seeing that the universe is going to tell me what to do, and not to believe in a higher being that I can't perceive.
Okay. Then do you practice any Sabbath days, like perhaps Saturday or Sunday, or does it just not matter to you?
No, those are my sleeping days. No, I don't practice.
So the next set of questions we had wouldn't really matter to you. Then I'll ask, are there any holidays that you celebrate?
I do celebrate Easter and Christmas. I know those are Christian holidays, but that's just the way that I've been raised, even though my family didn't practice either. We just always celebrated those major holidays because they were a thing.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am, you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Okay, so what is your denomination? That is, if you consider yourself Christian.
Christian.
Just flat out?
Sure.
Okay, so what do you consider the name of the Messiah to be?
Jesus.
Jesus, all right. And when is the Sabbath day to you?
Sunday.
Sunday? Okay, and what holidays do you celebrate?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what, do you actually believe that, or is that just what you were taught?
Oh, that's just what I was doing.
All right, thanks for your time. Excuse me, ma'am, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Okay, what's your denomination? That is, if you consider yourself Christian.
Catholic.
Catholic? And when is the Sabbath day to you?
Sunday.
Sunday? And what is the Messiah's name?
Jesus.
Okay, and what holidays do you celebrate?
Easter, Christmas. We also celebrate we have different. They're called holy days. So can't remember what it's called, but I think it's like after Halloween or All Saints Day, stuff like that.
Okay, and do you actually believe that, or is it just what you were taught?
A little bit of both. Since I've been going to college, I don't really go to church that much because I don't have really the transportation, or I don't feel like walking uptown by myself. But yeah, I do believe it.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Excuse me, sir, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, so what's your denomination? That is, if you consider yourself Christian.
Baptist.
Baptist, okay, so what is the Messiah's name?
Jesus.
And when is the Sabbath day?
Sunday.
And what holidays do you celebrate?
Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, basic holidays, you know. But our big one is Easter, because the day Jesus died on the cross. Also, when Jesus was born, we do a big celebration for that too.
Okay. And is that actually what you believe, or is it just what you were taught?
Well, it's kind of both, because I was taught and I believe it. My grandmother and my mother raised me in the church. I was brought up in the church. So it's like a habit and belief, because I've seen it done. Like, I have people in my family that been through things, and I've seen how God and Jesus works in mysterious ways. For example, I have a sister that shouldn't have been born, and she was born. Like, she shouldn't have made it to age 1. So I just know it's true. I have the faith in my heart.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
No, I don't.
So what is your denomination? That is, if you consider yourself Christian.
I'm Christian, but I don't have a denomination under that.
Okay, then when is the Sabbath day to you?
On Sunday.
Okay, and what is the Messiah's name?
Couldn't tell you.
Okay. What holidays do you celebrate?
Christmas, Easter, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, New Year's Day. I think that's it.
Okay, and is that actually what you believe, or is it just what you were taught?
Kind of both. What I was taught and then some of what I believe.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Cool.
Okay, for me, I'm a Baptist. I grew up in like a Christian household. We go to church on Sundays. We celebrate, Easter, Christmas. I do believe the Messiah's name is Jesus. And again, I don't know. So it's like semi from my upbringing and like semi from what I truly believe. So yeah, that's it. Okay.
Call a question.
Yeah.
Well, my denomination is Baptist, and I believe the Messiah's name is Jesus. And we go to church. I grew up going to church on Sundays. We celebrate every holiday. My mom was kind of iffy on us letting us celebrate Halloween when I was younger, but after I was older, she let us do whatever we wanted, and of course I wanted to celebrate Halloween because I want free candy. I do believe in God, but I don't go to church every Sunday, and I don't read the Bible. I grew up being taught this, but at the same time, as I grew older, I went into what I believe in, and how I feel about the whole church thing. So basically, I was never forced to believe anything I didn't want to.
For what my denomination is, it's a little bit hard to really say because there's not really a name for it. Like, some people would say non-denominational. I've heard and become accustomed to saying disciple of Christ. But when most people ask, I just say Christian because it's easier to get the basis of my viewpoints across that way. As far as the Messiah's name goes, I strongly believe that the Messiah's name is Yeshaya, and the Sabbath is on Saturday. As far as what holidays I celebrate, I've started doing a lot of, I've been learning a lot more recently. I celebrate Passover, and I know there's others that are listed in the Bible, but I'm still doing some research on it. And then, I strongly believe in my faith. And as far as it being my upbringing, I was brought up to be Baptist, but my beliefs now are very different than what they were when I was younger, or really even what my grandmother and mother believed until recently.
My denomination is fire baptized, which is you're baptized not with just water, but you have fire in you. So you feel the fire shut up in your bones. I believe that the Messiah's name is Jesus, Jehovah Jireh, whatever you want to do. We say them all. The Sabbath day is definitely on Sunday, because that's the Lord's day. He made it. So you're supposed to go into his house, enter his gates with thanksgiving in your heart. The holidays I celebrate all of them. Halloween is iffy. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can celebrate Halloween, but you can celebrate also in like a holy way, not like the devilish way that it is brought up. And for the last question, is this something that I believe in, or just that's something I was taught? It's both. I believe in it and I was taught. I believe it because I was a preemie and I was born 3 pounds and 2 ounces, and I wouldn't be here without somebody praying or somebody having faith that I will make it. So for me, I am a Christian and I don't mind it.
When you're getting ready to step out of sickness, walk in your healing.